Eliminating intermediaries and being decentralized is key. So then you take the responsibility of maintaining these keys. And, and you mentioned a great point earlier. The Bitcoin is not stored in that little hardware wallet. It is not in that wallet. It's actually in cyberspace. So tell us about what is the importance of not storing your Bitcoin on the exchanges?
Yes, the exchanges. So I guess there's a few things. Number one is this control. So over the years, people who have been around longer will have seen many exchanges fail or collapse in various ways. So there was like the MT Gox collapse back in 2014, which I think they originally lost like 850,000 Bitcoin, and then like 200,000 were found later. So 650,000 Bitcoin is like $20 billion. That's a lot of money that people lost. In Canada, there was Quadriga CX exchange where the founder kept the keys on his personal laptop on an encrypted drive, and he died. And no one had the password to log into his laptop. So nobody could unlock the funds that the customers had deposited to his exchange. So that's a case of, the money's still there. The money's still on the blockchain, but nobody can access it because they don't have the keys. If by some miracle in the future, they figure out what his password was and they decrypt that laptop, then they can access the coins again. So that's the great thing about like this hardware. This hardware doesn't hold the Bitcoin. So if I crush it, it's okay. This is like a convenience device for you to access it and sign things. This is a signing device. So when your private key is in here, you can control your Bitcoin. If your private key is not in here, you can't control your Bitcoin. So that's why you need to back it up somewhere so that you can restore it into here at some point in the future. If you lost this, you can get a new one, restore your key, you can sign again. And then more recently, we saw with FTX and Samuel Bankman-Fried, right? They basically took your money and gambled it on risky investments and lost big time. And that's because you put those people who lost money, I'm sorry if anyone listening is one of them, it sucks. But like the lesson is, you put your money in someone else's control rather than your own. And at that point, they can do whatever they want with it. You have no visibility into it and no control over whether they do something risky or unsafe with it. So a couple other problems with exchanges is you're subject to KYC or know your customer laws. Those laws require exchanges to collect personal information about you, and it's reportable to the government. So apart from any other tax implications that you might not be comfortable with having to put your money on exchange and have the government see all the transactions you made, this is like a honeypot of information for hackers. All this personal information is sitting in a database on these exchanges, on their servers. And it's not just exchanges too, but like hardware wallet companies and other companies in the crypto space often collect this personally identifying information, or PII they call it. But they have an abysmal track record of keeping your information safe, not just in the crypto space, but the tech space at large has just been, almost every day you hear about some leak or hack and customer records being exposed. Even in our space, Ledger in 2020 leaked 270,000 customer records. A lot of people are really unhappy about that and won't use Ledger again because of that. And so trusting your information or trusting your Bitcoin on an exchange is one thing, but you also are trusting your personal information not to be hacked or exposed. And then we talked about this already, but like the government can, with respect to self-sovereignty, the government can tell the exchange to freeze your accounts. So sort of three major things here, like, they're not trustable. They'll do whatever they want with your money, potentially losing it. They could freeze your money, and you're giving up your KYC information to them, which they're at some point probably going to leak to some, hacker.